Today I'm going to give you all the base link that's propelled me to 36th in the world. This base defended amazingly against some seriously good players, and it's time you had it too. It's quite late in the Legends League day here, and if we have a look at this, look at that. 15th in the world. I did reset 36th. Now I do have one defense left to take, so I'm obviously going to drop a little bit. But the fact that I defended twice today inside the top 50 in the world, I'm pretty happy with that. A lot of people are still taking negative 320, but yesterday and the day before this, when I went plus 77, are the crazy days. Minus 209, and I didn't miss a defense. Look at all those 1-stars and a few extra defenses on top of it. Let's have a look at the base and some replays. Now let's get all of the disclaimers out of the way immediately. I did not build this base, and I don't know who built this base, and it's not the newest base in the world, but a lot of the people who have hit me don't seem to have seen it before, and they are definitely struggling with it. So whoever built this base, thank you. I did run an edited version of this base last season on my account, but I'm finding that the original version of the base on this account is doing far better this season with the balance changes we got. These compact bases are really good at punishing mistakes or punishing, subpar attacks. In saying that, the attacks I'm going to try and show you today are relatively good attacks. This attack here, yeah, it wasn't perfect. He did use a rage on the outside of the base by complete accident with the druids, but outside of that, I don't think the attacker here really makes a big mistake or is a bad attacker necessarily. The base just does a good job. Now, obviously I've got lots of 1-star defenses I can show you with this base, but a lot of them are really bad attacks. Not the best thing to show in a video, because I know you guys are going to be in the comments like, oh, he just got lucky, oh, he just paid for defense, blah blah blah. No, some of the time bad attackers hit you, and this base does a really good job of punishing them. So would I run this base in the top, above 5800? Maybe not. I mean, obviously it's working for me, so I'm going to keep using it, but there might be better bases. But this base is perfect in mid to high legends, so probably the 5500 to 5800 at the moment. Just a lot of people haven't run into this base style, and they haven't figured out how to take it down. So you can see here, everything goes in the Town Hall poison. Now, I thought the attacker was going to get the 3-star here, because when you've got a frozen arrow and a magic mirror, it can very easily clear up the base. But you're going to see here, the attack is just going to die out. The Town Hall poison is awesome. The Hog Puppet does not really do much, and is running the Rocket Spear and the Hog Puppet, which is an interesting combo. I don't necessarily hate it. We are going to 4 times through this all. Yet again, not a massive defense, but definitely a defense regardless, and we get some nice trophies here for us. I'm really sorry to do this to you, Spiz. Spiz messaged me after this attack saying it was his first fail in 140 attacks. Yes, he hasn't failed an attack yet this season until he hit this base, and this base seems to do really well against Fireball. It's kind of funny because on the day when I went negative 209, 3 people tried to do the Fireball in similar locations. It was all on this side of the base, and the Tesla farm got them every time. Because what a lot of people do to bait the Fireball is they put 5 Teslas on top of each other to try and kill the Warden. But what I like about this base is, as you can see here quickly, all the Teslas are spread out, which means they're much more likely to pull the Fireball. You're not going to force the Warden ability early, but a lot of the time they think all the Teslas are done with and pop the Warden, and at the last second another Tesla pops, messing up the Fireball. So if you can defend Fireball in this meta, you know you're onto a good thing. The Warden has gone down as well. The start of this attack was a mess. The King has gone to Phoenix mode, which is nice. Unfortunately, when you don't run the Gauntlet, he does go down a lot quicker, but you saw the Spiky Ball and the Earthquake Boots do so much damage. It's definitely worth it in the long run. Now, this attack here should show you a few things. 1, this base is really well set up for this attack, but 2, how strong this attack is. I mean, he gets relatively close here in spite of everything that's gone wrong. Now, something interesting about this base is it's a double poison compact base, but at the moment, double rage towers I think are meta, and I think they should be. Double rage, when you've got all those rage defenses, they output a lot of damage in a small concentrated area, and the reason they weren't popular is because if you had an Eternal Tome, you can just go through a Rage Tower area like it's nothing, whereas the Poison Tower, you're at least going to slow down the troops. But not many people are using Eternal Tomes anymore. The Fireball is just as common, honestly. I'm getting just as many fireball attacks as eternal tome attacks. So I would be running double rage towers, but this base here clearly is working with the poison towers. Now, obviously, just because it works for me, it's not guaranteed to work for you. You guys are not going to get negative 209 with this army. That was with this base. That was a complete freak of a day. But I'm going to share it with you anyway, because I want you guys to be climbing Legends League just as I am. Anyway, Spiz, if you are still watching and you'd like to do attacks on the channel, whether they be live or replays, do let me know. I'd love to see more of your attacks, man. I'm sorry to have ended your 140 triple streak, but you're insane. I'm sure you'll probably won't fail for the rest of the season, unless you find my base, of course, whether it be Hooked or Misled Mushroom of my 2 accounts. Now, we're going to finish the video with a dragclone army, so I'm going to show you, I've showed you in this video the 3 most common army, or 3 strongest armies, and probably the 3 most common armies you'll find in Legends League. Now, this one is a 1-star defense. Does make a bit more of a glaring error, but I also wanted to show this because dragclone's probably one of the armies that you're quite likely to get a 1-star with relative to the other armies in the game, because it's reliant on a blimp, and you can bait a blimp. Look at this here. We're able to bait the blimp, and now it opens in the very center of the base. The clone goes down. I think there was 2 clones here. Both of them go down. Doesn't swag any of them, but just not getting that much value. Then the second poison tower goes off. I like how they're spaced out, the 2 poison towers on the base. They don't overlap much, and look, the dragons are struggling so much. This army does not have a lot of rage spells. You need the clone spell to get value. Generally, you should be running the rage gem with it, but Hyperion here is running the healing tome. Now, there are plenty of dragons up here, but thankfully, our defensive ice golems were able to come out. You can see the CC range there doesn't quite get to the edge of the base, but if you want your heroes to get value on this space, you have to wall break them in, and in that case, they're often going to pull the CC. The rocket spear doesn't quite finish off the town hall. There are so many builder huts near the town hall, healing it all up, and it will just stay alive. I definitely got lucky here. I mean, look at the bar. You can barely see it, but the builders are healing it back up, and that is a 1-star defense. I got 3 1-star defenses in a row with this base. I couldn't quite believe it. So jumped from 5791, well, I went plus 188 across 2 days to go from not even in the top 10,000 to now in the top 50. And as long as I keep tripling, we're going to be moving up the leaderboard. Now, the base link for this will be down in the description below. In terms of the CC comp, I run 2 Ice Golems, 3 Headhunters, and 2 Goblins, I believe. But triple Ice Golem's pretty good at the moment as well. Those are the 2 best CCs. And if you're wondering, well, Hooked, if you're in the top 50, show us some of your attacks. Only yesterday on the channel, I showed you my attacks from this day, I think it was, or it was the day before this. I showed you some of my live Legends League attacks. I am using Warden, Charge, Rocket, Balloon. This attack strategy is awesome. Hopefully I can keep tripling with it. As you can see here, 2 perfect days in a row, but I'm going to need more of them if I'm going to stay inside the top 200.